And joining me right now is the chairman of the House Oversight and Government Reform Committee, Congressman Jason Chaffetz. Congressman, good to see you. Thanks so much for joining us.
Good morning. Good morning.
How are you going to get your arms around this charade that's going on? I mean, obviously, he's not showing up. Koskinen is not showing up for the hearing. We know that there have been emails that you can't see anymore, so you can't actually get emails indicating what you're saying happened, and that is that they targeted conservatives because they didn't like their views and they didn't agree with President Obama.
Well, the Congress can continue to whine and cry about it, or they can do what the Constitution allows us to do, which is impeach the IRS Commissioner. So we have now 74 people have co-sponsored a House resolution to do such, and it's a power that was given to us, and it's in our own hands, and we should take responsibility for it, because he did lie, he did misrepresent, he did provide false testimony, and he destroyed documents under his control.
So when will you impeach him?
Well, the process is moving forward. I'm very thankful to our Chairman Goodlatte to hold that hearing. We have another hearing that will come up in June to talk about that remedy. It hasn't happened. We haven't impeached a civil officer in 140 years, but it doesn't mean we shouldn't do it. And so that's moving forward. I also have a censure in place, and it's moving forward.
Where's the speaker on it, Congressman? I mean, given some of the outrage about the issue, you've just given the numbers, it hasn't really taken off fully in the caucus. Is the speaker weighing in? Is he supportive? What's it going to take to get the numbers that you need to really go ahead here?
Well, we initially started with just over 20 people co-sponsoring it. We're now up to 74, and I think it's incumbent upon us that have reviewed the case in depth to share and educate that with our colleagues. And that's what we did yesterday in Judiciary, and that drumbeat will continue, because when Mr. Koskinen's term does not end when the president leaves, his term continues well into 2017. So if you think that he's just going to leave when President Obama leaves, that's not the case. He continues on.
Yeah. Congressman Steve Cortez here. I have a sort of broader question, but very much related to this issue. I'm of the view that executive power has grown to somewhat ridiculous levels. And by the way, this isn't just a slam on Obama, although he certainly has at times acted like King Obama rather than President Obama. But this even started, I think, in the George W. Bush administration. The Congress has increasingly been diminished and in many ways is no longer a co-equal branch of government. Do you agree with me that that is a problem, and is your move to impeach part of reversing that trend?
Oh, absolutely. Congress, again, can continue to whine and cry, but if you actually do something about it and hold people accountable and know that you can't withhold documents, you can't destroy documents, you can't just ignore Congress without a consequence. And that's what happens. This administration right now is, you're right, pouring more and more regulations as fast as they can. We can't get to court fast enough. And then they just ignore us and decide, hey, we're just not going to show up. We saw that with Ben Rhodes, decided, hey, I'm just not going to show up. You can come get me, but I'm not going to show up. And you have the IRS Commissioner who brags about his accessibility, but then when he has to answer a hard questions he probably can't answer, he says, no, I won't show up either.
Yeah, I know, but to back up what Steve is saying, Congressman, you guys keep getting rolled over. I mean, you got rolled over on Obamacare. You got rolled over on immigration from the president. You know, all these, the Iran deal, all these things that people did not want. President Obama just sailed through with them, and now you can't even get the IRS commissioner to come and admit what his agency has done. What are you going to do?
Well, again, that's why I'm trying to change the equation. You keep doing what we've done, that's what we're going to get. That's why I'm trying to say, hey, there is a safety valve here where we don't have to go to the executive branch. We have our own destiny in our own hands, and that is through the impeachment. And it's a huge education. I'm trying to get, it's like this atrophied muscle that hasn't been used in 140 years, but let's use it. Let's do it.
Congressman Chaffetz, just really quickly on the TSA and the hearing that's going on. Do you think that the airport security should be privatized?
Oh, I think it would go a long, long way. Let those individual airports, we have just over 450 airports, 2 million travelers on a daily basis. Let them make that decision at the local basis, and I think you'll see better results. I really do.
Congressman, good to have you on the program this morning. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
We'll be watching. Congressman Jason Chaffetz joining us there.